Okay, good morning and welcome to Iyun with Benzion, Yevamos, Daf Chavtet, number 29. We have a strange Gemara over here. The Gemara says in the Mishnah, according to Beit Shammai, on Chavtet and Aleph, Beit Shammai has a Shita, which is explained in the Gemara. He says, let's say there's three brothers, are married, two of them are married to sisters, and one of them is not married to anyone, and then one of the brothers dies, and the man, the bachelor, is not married to anybody. He goes a mimer. So therefore, Beit Shammai says, Beit Shammai says, Isha, his wife is with him. He's kona his wife through that mimer without doing anything else. And the other sister, when the other brother dies, she's considered an erva. She's considered his wife's sister, and therefore it's an erva midoraisa. Seemingly, it works midoraisa according to Beit Shammai. That's almost all the Mefarshim explain. So therefore, she is other sister doesn't need chalitzer yibum. She's free to marry you and she wants. You don't need chalitzer yibum. He's already married to the other one. Kona kinyan gomer. That's what it says. The Gemara brings Rabbi Lezer says maybe it's not kona complete kinyan. It just pushes away the sarah. But even if you pushes away the sarah, it means on a doraisa level, it pushes her, like the Gemara says. Halazut zu ishto. Halazut teitze. She's yote. Doesn't say she needs chalitza. She's yote. She's an erva. So midoraisa, it works on some level midoraisa. So it's very strange. The Gemara in Chav Teramid Beis, Boyi Rabba, in the middle of the Gemara, Boyi Rabba, Maimer the Beit Shammai needs suin osa, eris and osa. Does it make suin or does it make eris? And it's a strange question to begin with. I'm really Abaye says it's something even stranger. If it's to make it like a nisuin, a complete nisuin ashta, arusa ba'alma. Even by a regular arusa, meaning arusas, there's no yibum. A regular man walks over to a woman. He's makadisha, right? He gives her first mesachas kedushin. He gives her kesef sharbiyah. He's makadisha. He's not kohen. He's not yorish. Doesn't get her inheritance if she dies. He's not metamel if he's a kohen. He doesn't. There's not an obligation to bury her. He's not made for an andarim. He needs the husband, the father also. Avad b'maimer mibayile. The Gemara continues. Avad b'maimer mibayile. Certainly, he does maimer. That would be less than erison. So the Gemara says it's for sure. It's not even as good as erison. So what does it mean over here? Meaning, when you're a yavam, you're already starting off on the right foot. You already have a zika. There's a concept of zika. Zika means, and Beit Shammai holds a zika. So you have zika, you have a connection to her. So, and now you did maimer, you did a kedushin. So zika plus a kedushin is going to be better than erison, right? Maimer is essentially a kedushin. It's an erison. So for sure should work. I mean, better. So what's the Gemara saying? It's less. The Gemara is saying if regular erison doesn't work to make nisuin, so then certainly maimer doesn't work. What do you mean maimer? So Rashi says hashta arusa. Rashi explains the kedushin dida doraisa. That's doraisa. You walk over to a woman, you're makadesh her with kesef. That's right, doraisa. Eno yorshav, eno mitamela. It doesn't work to affect the complete inheritance of her. You're not a baal for her. You're not the husband. Certainly by Yibum, where it's all Maimer is only derabanan. What's going on over here? So I want to explain based on a theme I've been saying before. Come up with this answer a lot to explain Zika and explain how these things work. Is that there's two things in the pasuk. It says Yevamo Yavo Allah, something like that. There's two parts to Yibum. There's the Kinyan Yibum and there's a Kinyan Yisuin. There's a mitzvah of Bia. That's what it says, Yavo Allah. Bia, we discussed his differences in the bedroom, what exactly Bia is versus a Be'ila. Be'ila is from Lashon Baal, from a husband. There's Ish V'Ishto. You can be Ish V'Ishto, and then there can be Baal V'Ishto. It's two different things. So Ish V'Ishto, that's the first mitzvah. Yavo Allah, it's a lesser act in the bedroom. That's constitutes just a bia, creates a kinyan yibum, but it has nothing to do with creating a kinyan yisuin. That's all Rashi means over here. Is that, and that's the Gemara's shaila Rashi's learned. The Gemara's question over here is regarding the second half of the pasuk, Haylala the Isha, in terms of nisuin, and that is acting like a husband and wife, and that's why all the halachos, Pesachas Ksuvos, is essentially a Masech that talks about the relationship between husband and wife. You sign a ksuba. And that's nisuin. Nisuin is v'hayal the isha. There's havaya. it's a different relationship in the bedroom, a different relationship in the household. You have obligations to each other, and therefore, based on Isuin, would affect a relationship where you can inherit your wife, and you'd be obligated to matame for her if you're a Kohen, and you have to bury her, and you made for her nadarim solely by yourself. That's an Isuin, and that's considered to be the Kinyan Nisuin by Yibum, and then you will only need a get to get rid of her. But there's a second thing, there's Kinyan Yibum. Even if you just do a Bia, which is a lesser act, the Gemara defines it in the Letmas and Daf Nun Hey, I think. It's a lesser act. You don't have to fully penetrate in order to be a Bia. That would affect the Kinyan Yibum. So Rashi agrees it affects the Kinyan Yibum. We're only talking about the Kinyan Yibum. The Kinyan Yibum, and that Zika, the whole concept of Zika is only regarding to the Kinyan Yibum. So when Beis Shammai says Kohen Kinyan Gomer, all it means is that even if you hold Zika as not Keknusadam, Zika having a relationship, a bond, doesn't make it like you're married. But if you do Maimer according to Beis Shammai, that would affect the complete Kinyan Yibum, which is relevant to the Erva, right? Relevant to the Erva, meaning that you're considered married, because the Isser by Arayos is the Bia. The Bia is Asr by Arayos. Once I have Bia, it's considered I had Yevamos Yavo was already affected. So therefore, I had a Bia, I have a kin and Yibum with that woman, so then any other, the sister, would be an Erva. She would have to be an Erva, and that's why you don't need Chalitz or Yibum. That's all Beis Shammai is saying. The Gemara is saying, that's what Abaye is saying over here. Abaye is saying is that we're not talking. The Gemara wasn't asking Eris and Osin Yisu and Osin Lagabi the Kinyan Yibum. The Kinyan Yibum is done. The Raisa is complete for sure according to Beis Shammai. In terms of the Kinyan Yisuin, does Maimer do anything? Does it make it like an Erison, at least even an Erison, like a regular woman or not? That Rashi says only Rabbanan, right? All it does is Midrabbanan. Maimer Yivam Midrabbanan Hu Dam the Raisa Yom Yavol La Kas Rahmana Mibaye. The Raisa was already fulfilled. The Yom Yavol was the Kohen Kinyan Gomer. That's what Rashi is saying. Maimer Yom is only the Rabbanan. That's what Rashi means by the Raisa Yom Yavol. The Raisa Yom Yavol has nothing to do with Maimer. Maimer is regarding the Nisuin, the actual establishment of a Baal V'ish, a husband and a wife, and that's the whole Gemara's Shiloh over here. Whether it makes Eris and Nisuin. Hope you enjoyed today's share. We'll see you in Mishnah Yomi coming up right now.